the next day. We're going to feed the sample without any pressate in it. What we've done is to change the screen onto a perforating screen. We've also slowed the press down to 20 hertz, which is 6.8 RPM. And we'll see if this makes any difference. We're getting, well, we'll check the press liquid, the solid content. We do appear to be pushing some of the powder. The holes in this screen are 23 thousandths of an inch, which has got to be around 550 microns. We're getting press cake out, but the liquid's not coming through the screen as if it were blinded. We're getting ready to hit reverse. That is, okay, tocalo nomás. The screw is going to turn, it's closing, it's now going the wrong direction. Reverse. Ahora adelante otra vez. And now we go forward again. And we'll see if dragging some of this press tape backwards to the screen clears the hole so that the press starts working again. That as we start getting liquid out again once we go forward. And look at that, we are getting more liquid out once again and continuing to make press tape. This press tape is like mashed potatoes. It's just, you can't squeeze any water out of it, and it wants to squeeze it between. I should have mentioned I had disconnected the air and jacked open the cone by hand, just a couple of millimeters. Well, you see the thickness of the press tape coming out. I have now turned the air, plug it back in, so I got 1 bar pressure. You see that the cone is still letting press tape come out, and of course it's coming out a lot thinner. You can squeeze more. Dale reverso otra vez. We'll try going in reverse again. Give it a couple of turns. Ahora adelante otra vez. We go forward again. Press liquor looks like it has a lot of fines in it. And the cone is opening enough to let out some press tape. This possibility probably isn't practical on a large scale, but hard to say. This is the 8th of May, 2023. We're at Vincent Corporation. This is a model CP4 screw press. We just ran a test with it and did some biological material. Right now, we're mixing the powdered cannabis dust, and we're going to mix it with water into a slurry and try pressing it and see what happens. Okay, we're getting ready to try the material which we've stirred up. It's thicker than normal, but for a screw press, but we know we've got very little chance that it's going to work. And the thicker the material going into a press, the better it works. So that'll give us our best shot. We changed the screen in the press. We've got one with 9 thousandths of an inch slot width down in there. 10 thousandths is 250 microns, so we've got 225 micron slot width, and we'll give it a try. Okay, dale alimento. I slowed it down to 15 RPM. It's beating. Air pressure I'm going to use is 30 psi, 2 bar. I may back that off as we get going. Probably just do it by hand. We're getting a few drops of liquid out. I need to be sure to get a sample of that for press cake moisture analysis before we run out. And it's going in, coming out here. Okay, we got the cone shut here. And I'm squeezing out some water, but I don't see any press cake coming out. A little bit of dribble here, clear up our vision. Okay, what we've done here is we've taken the air off the cone and we just held it open by hand, enough to form a bit of back pressure. And what's happening is we're not getting out any water, not a significant amount, not enough to do anything, and it's not squeezing. So the screen is, déjalo, no le damos más por ahora. So, rather than call this a total waste, we'll add some press aid to show you what happened if you would add some tobacco sweepings, some tobacco stem material to this. We'll see what happens. Okay, we're getting a sample that we're going to use for the press aid. I've got sawdust press aid. I started to use that, but I prefer this other press aid, just straight cellulose fiber. It's a commercial press aid. Apple juice people use it. Okay, mezclalo nomás. There's our press aid, and by weight, you'd have the advantage using the fiberglass stems, but apple juice people use, I think it's about 3% press aid. So we're probably close to, no, we're lower than that in what we've got there. Okay, here goes our sample with the press aid in it. Dejarlo, está bien, a ver si lo lleva. The air cylinders back connected, 2 bar air pressure, and we're pushing out some liquid, and that could be because the material with the press aid is putting a little more pressure on it. We'll see if we can get the cone to open. I'm chicken. I'm going to go lower the air pressure. Okay, we've got 15 psi on it. We're getting a small but steady stream of liquid, and the press aid in this material that's coming out, there's some, and so I put the air on it again. So we're running at 1 bar air pressure. We're getting a steady flow of press cake coming out and a steady flow of liquid coming out through the screen. So this is what would happen if you mixed, I don't know about floor sweepings or dust from the cigarette machines, but at least if you had some ground up stems, something like that, to use as a press aid, it looks like this stuff could be dewatered in a screw press. Oh, you can rent one of these presses. We have a lot of them. CP4 lab press, and run your own trials to find out how many kilos of press aid you need per kilo of dust, and that's how you do it. Okay, here's a plant tour. This is the screw department. There we're getting a shaft getting ready to weld the flights. Flights for a smaller press than that one. Flights for another press. Screw. Here's some welding going on an even bigger screw. And here we have a tiny screw like we were using in our CP4. This is the assembly department. That's our inspector checking out something there. I see we're crating up a shredder. Another truck going together. That's a fiber filter machine behind it. A weld fixture for screen going through there. Another big fiber filter. Another press right there. CP4 probably. Here's the frame for a press being welded out. And we have an even larger press. This one's for produce work.